I got a set of planer blades that come out of my thickness planer that were dull. I made a jig and I sharpened these blades in just a few minutes. Stick around, I'll show you how we're gonna do it. What I have is a piece of cherry that's been squared and dimensioned down to parallel, and that's going to be important. You'll see why. So I'm going to take this piece of cherry and this sharpening stone. I got 300 grit on one side, 1,000 grit on the other. And I got a set of planer blades that I marked them used that I took out of my planer. What we're going to do is take these blades and sharpen them. So I'm going to have to make this jig in order to get this blades where we would need them. So what I'm hunting here, we're going to need to say, this is going to be a rough idea. And if everything is squared, parallel, and dimensioned like it should be, I should be able to put all 3 blades in there. That's what I'm going to try to do. I don't know if it's going to work. I can just use the 2 outer ones if it don't. But theoretically, you know, we'll find out. But I'm going to cut some grooves to where this blade will set down in there and leave this top angle flat to where we can take the stone and go over it. So let's see if we can get them cut. So what we have is, you got to find the angle of your blades. Mine seems to be a 45. So I'm going to take my table saw blade, and turn it at a 45. Now, the blades are a 1/2 inch wide, so I'm going to have to take this thing and put this thing, I'd say 3/8. What does that sound like to y'all? That'll leave about 1/8 sticking out. Get this one right here. Put the blade at the apex of the circle. 3/8, right there. So we'll need to decide where to put this thing. So why don't we actually, I'm just eyeballing here, just whatever's going to look good. I just need to, my stone is 3 inches wide. I got this 3 inches wide. So if it stays within it, I'll be okay. So I am looking at that right there. Let's cut that, then we'll flop that dude around, cut this side, then we'll readjust the blade to cut the one in the middle. Tell you what, before we go move the fence or anything, let's just check our blade and see if It looks like that's going to be about what we're looking for. So in this situation, we don't want a flat top blade. We want that point to lay right down in there. See how it's laying down in that point? That's going to be perfect. When we put a shim in there and lock it in place, we'll be good. So I think we can move forward now. Let's go ahead and see just exactly what we're looking at right here. That actually looks pretty good right there. So we'll make it one in the middle. Like I say, if everything works out like it should, perfect, I've got everything cut, those 3 blades should be the same height. If not, I just use the outside tool, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna take a chance I can get all 3 blades at one time. Because my thickness planer takes 3 blades. Well, that's an odd amount from what I would have to wait until I got a second set. Well, now I've got 6, 3 sets of 2s. So I'm kind of hoping that that center one will make it fit to where we can sharpen 3 blades at one time. If not, I'll be an odd man out. But that's not a problem. The way they go through blades, I'll have another set before long, and we can do it that way. But we're going to try it anyway. So let's go ahead and make this center cut. Well, something I just noticed that I know these blades are dull, but I noticed they'll still cut you. So you might want to be careful here. So we put this, the point of the blade down into the point of the cut right there, which that's going to help it stay lined up. However, what we need now is some shims. See, that lock it in there. I found me some pine. I'm going to cut some thin shims that will just sit in here. And that pine hopefully will give enough where it'd be a kind of a compression fit. But let's see what this looks like. It looks like that thing is resting on all 3 of them. This might work. I'm afraid to do too much with it until I get them shims and lock it where them blades won't move around. But by looks of that, of course, the final test will come when I start. I'll make a few passes, then I'll check it, make sure everything's sharpening, starting to sharpen and nothing's being missed. Like I say, worst case would be take the center one out. Well, I know that right there will work. So let me get some shims and I'll show you how. I got a little old thin shim jig for the table saw. Let me show that to you. I found me a piece of pine. I think if I can get it just right, it'll be soft enough where I can kind of have a compression fit. Don't know, we'll know here in a minute though. But this is my thin shim jig. I got a little fence back here to hold it. And then you just take your fence and you move it left or right. In other words, if you go to the right, this shim would be thicker. If you go to the left, this shim would be thinner. However, a lot of people don't like these. I've never had any problem with it, but I'm normally cutting something small with it. The beauty part about this though, you do one, you should do a bunch of them because you're not moving anything. You're just realigning this back up and going again. where if it's against the fence or you're doing this side, there's no way to get more than one the same. This way you can do two, three, or whatever you want to do. They'll be the same. So let's go ahead and cut one and we'll check it. That is some old kind of thin right there. But I bet you that is way, oh yeah. Okay, so we've got a shim here it is way too loose. So what we need to do now is we move the blade that way, or the fence that way, to make it thicker. So we want to, okay, I moved it a 32nd of an inch. So let's cut the next one and let's see how well that does, because it was too loose, but you can go past it real easy. All right, I have got a 32nd did it. That is a friction fit right there. Yeah. It's not, I can push it in there easy enough, but so let's cut two more and we'll see if we can't get this thing made. Blades a look-see here. All right, we are, okay. Like I say, they're still sharp enough to cut you. Yeah, this is going to work pretty good, I think. If we can get all the blades to make sure. Oh yeah, this is going to work good. Man, I don't know. That and there don't want to work. I cut a couple extra just in case. It is pine. It could go breaking. I could like to broke that in there. Well, I think that's going to work. Now the big question is, I'm going to take all right, we can try this a time or two and we'll just see what marks up. If we got one that's not getting marked up, we will I've got water and HoneRite mixed up. HoneRite, I think I might have talked to y'all about that before. I keep it in a plastic bag so it won't. I'll try to find a link to this thing word. I ain't put it in the description. HoneRite Gold Waterstone Additive. All right, what it does, it keeps it from rusting. So you got a diamond stone here. It just keeps it from rusting. And I do my plain blades and all that with it. So what we're going to do, I need to fix this thing. Okay, here we go. Got them out, and it looks even all the way down through there, and it's even got a little burr. So what I normally do with the burr, it doesn't take much to get that burr off. Yeah, it's got a little burr, which that's a good thing. That's what you're shooting for. One little, yeah. Ooh, that's got a good burr. Well, the next time I need to change my blades, I'm gonna take them right there. I'm gonna give them a try. I'll let y'all know how they do, but I just put a set in it. But I think that might work. But the final test will be once you put them on the and try it. That'll be the final test. So I got used, I guess HonRite sharpened. I don't know how many times we can do this, but it's got a nice edge all the way down through there. So, well, it's pretty simple, really. It just some slots. I'm gonna take some shellac and kind of seal this off. Should already done it. See where the moisture got into it. When that dries out, I'll shellac that thing off. Now, if I can just sharpen them one time, that makes the double the life of the blades. You got to save everywhere you can. But that's how I'm going to sharpen them from now on. This is actually the first time I've done it. I had a viewer asking about sharpening the planer blades and joiner blades. The way the joiner blades are, I think you can set them in here and do the same thing. Yeah, I appreciate you watching, and I hope this helps. The blades aren't real expensive, but if you can make them last longer, why not? And it didn't take that long. See, I got it built now. The actual sharpening didn't take a few minutes. So you gotta watch. I'm surprised I ain't bleeding everywhere. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it. And until next time, y'all be safe. And I'll catch you on the next one.